How to visualize HVAC systems before they're installed. In this video, I'm going to talk from a field perspective. That means superintendent, project manager, FEPE, or any of those other roles, for how we can visualize these systems at a high level. Now, I can't get too specific because every building is different. We have different HVAC systems. We have different configurations. We have different locations. But I'm just going to give you the typical and come up with an approach with you that can be followed. One of the things that I'll say is the biggest thing is to ask questions. This is eating the frog. If you've ever heard of that phrase or that statement, eat the frog, nobody wants to eat a frog. That's gross. They're large. You're going to vomit, but do that first. I also heard a general superintendent one time at Hensel Phelps say, Jason, tackle the most difficult part of the project first. That's why as a project superintendent, I will never delegate this to somebody. I'm never going to delegate this to an MEP superintendent, an assistant superintendent. I'm going to be in charge of the MEP and commissioning process myself because it is the frog. It is the most difficult area of the project. So right now I'm going to talk about how we can visualize this step by step, and just know if you can't see the details here that these will be available to you in the description below in the video. So let me just start here. From a field perspective, when you're talking about utilities, this is such a good video, by the way. These are such cool concepts. As a builder, you're really wanting to identify your temporary power, temporary comms, and temporary water hookups to support the construction. After that, you're really going to want to find out how we're feeding the project with power, communications, gas if you have it, electrical. But here's the thing. You may have to deal with a bureaucratic power supplier to actually feed power to the project. You might need to contact the communications provider to see how you're going to feed the project. You might need a road upgrade to actually connect to the sewer. You might need to do some pretty complex things to tie into potable water. That is the biggest thing that we need to start out working with your owner, the design team, and if you have an owner's rep. Like, we've got to get that going. There are consultants that deal with this all the time, but we cannot be taking everything up the building and not have access to permanent power, not have access to communications, not have the ability to connect to potable water in the road. So this is a massive development and design item. Once we have our points of connections, like let's say you're not home free at this point, but let's say you're like, I know where we're getting power. I know where we're gonna pull power from. I know how we're gonna connect to communications. I've already got it figured out with the communications company. I know how we're gonna tap into the water line. I know where we're gonna connect for the sewer. I know where we're gonna connect for the storm drain. That is a moment. That all has to be tracked. It all has to be tracked on your production plan as aggressively as you possibly can. Now, getting from the points of connections to the entry rooms are key. Obviously, when you're going to come up with the slab on grade, you're going to be doing rough in and you're bringing everything up to 5 feet from outside the building. But typically, the superstructure and the exteriors are going on at the same time. So this is an orchestrated dance. You've got to track these milestones to connect and make sure that you can fit, and this is, I cannot stress this enough, that you can fit the installation of the power duct bank, your communications lines, your water, your sewer, your storm drain, any of your critical infrastructure. Get these installed, but orchestrated, this is the right way to say it, around the structure and around the exterior going up, and that is no small task. So know when you have to have that connected, actually more importantly right here, know when you have to have it. Track that vigorously, because this connection has to be made by the time, and I'll just give you some, by the time you need to test sanitary sewer, so you'll need water. You will need the hookup to the sewer so you can drain it. If allowed, you have to get permission. You will need, if you're going to get your temporary roof up and running, you'll need to have the connection for the storm drain. You get my point. This right here is critical, and once you have those milestones and you know you have a plan, that's the other moment where you're like, we good. Now the key thing here is visualizing the entry rooms. You're going to get equipment into these rooms, so make sure you have access. These are going to have to be pull planned in detail so all the rooms are fitting out. Usually I don't have a lot of trouble here. The key thing is getting power here. Where you're going to get the trouble is in a couple of other locations. Number one, you're going to have to go vertically up the building with electrical rooms, IDF rooms, so you have your main distribution frame down here and then your independent distribution frames up the building. That's going to take power and comms up the building, and then your chases. This is a path of critical flow item. Your duct, your hydronic piping, anything else you have in the chase. It's also critical for these floors because until you inspect this and installate it, you can't wrap these up. So open hole, open hole, open hole, open hole. And then you're going to get everything up here intersected to the air handlers, and this is where all the trades are going to love me. Once you get to this point and you're through this, you have another whew moment. But the more important thing at this point now is building enclosed, which is easier said than done, building clean, and our ability to protect these air handlers with filters and the return and our exhaust fans with filters to where we can actually blow warm and cool air throughout the building. Then you're able to, the other thing is don't forget about drying out your floors. You might have to have this going earlier on to dry out these floors for flooring, but basically this is needed to support your finishes, flooring, your millwork, your casework, right? Any of those critical items that are temperature sensitive. So once that is happening and those are tied in and you're actually able to commission, then it gets fairly, I don't want to say easy, but then the experts take over. Mechanical, electrical, plumbing folks, they're pretty genius at this stuff. So that is how I look at it. That is how I visualize these systems before they're installed. And typically, I'm going to track some key milestones. I'm going to track this as a milestone. I'm going to track the air handler as a milestone. And I'm going to track getting the building sealed in as a milestone, crucially. And that's how we look at it. I've mapped this out here for you as well. This will be in your description below. And we have another more realistic visual for you as well. I'll turn this into a blog post. And we're probably going to turn all these videos into a book called Elevating Construction Commissioning. So look for that shortly after you see these videos. But this is how you visualize it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.